Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I wanted to give you a quick video on a couple of things. First of all, I've had a couple questions about this discussion post for the cask of Amontillado. Notice that the due date right here says September 28th. So that's Monday. Okay, so if you did not get to finish that, you can still go back and finish that. That one is not locked. Okay, and that one is worth 20 points in your grade book. Okay, so what I'm looking at right now is Friday. Okay, so I'm going to open up the first thing under Friday, and it's called How Do I Pass? Now, if you have a passing grade and you're happy with where your grade is right now, then this is not necessarily for you. But this is more for people who are not passing. Okay, we are down to the final couple weeks of our semester. Okay, remember that we are putting what we would normally do from August until December into a couple of months. So instead of just fall break being fall break, it is now the end of our semester where you are going to have grades finalized. Okay, and so if you do not pass English 7 on October 9th, when grades are due, you will be retaking this class, and it will be online without a teacher. Okay, so if you think online with a teacher is hard, imagine how hard it is going to be without one, where you are sitting and doing it completely and utterly on your own. Okay, so that's where we're at right now. The last day to turn in any missing work at all is going to be Wednesday, October 7th. Now this is going to seem kind of overwhelming, okay? We've only got a couple of weeks left. So if I pull up my calendar, I'm recording this on Thursday night. Oh, it won't let me. Let me get out of that then. Okay, I'm recording this the night before. So today's the 25th that you're viewing this. We have a week and then another week. And the 9th right here is where grades end. Okay? So we've only got 2 more weeks of school until grades are done. So what I want to show you is this kind of chart that I made. And it hopefully lists out what, if you need to catch up, what you should be catching up on. Okay? So obviously your priority level here with the red is the critical, and that's all of the research because that's a graduation requirement. Okay, these are proficiency grades. They are worth 40% of your overall grade. And so I've put in here you can go to weeks 2 and 3 or whatever to find each piece of the research. And so like if it's the first week, week 2, that's usually where the directions are, and then week 3 is where you would submit. Okay? Now then, once you have caught up on these, if you can pull out that research paper, the next step is going to be the annotations for any of the short stories. Lamb to Slaughter, Walking Between Worlds, The Paper Menagerie, and Beauty When the Other Dancer is Self. And then anything that I'm giving you in the next week or so, including the Cask of Amontillado. Okay? These are major assignments. These are 25% of your grade, so they're a little bit less than these proficiency grades, but they're still significant grades. Okay? Once you've done these, because we have more of these annotations, if you can get some of those annotations done, they'll impact your grade a little bit more, say than like doing the single CER paragraph from week 4. And then anything else like the Khan Academy and the Pear Decks and the Ed Puzzles, I would say those are pretty low priority if you are not passing right now because they're a smaller amount of points in your grade. Okay? And so I would focus obviously on this research, but then go back and do the short stories because those are going to give you more grade for your effort, let's say. Okay? And so I want to just mention that anything that I give you in the next 2 weeks should be in this critical category because you're not going to be able to turn it in after the 7th of October, okay? And that's for anything new. Keep in mind that the next due date for late work is actually tonight by midnight, okay? So that is for weeks 3 through 5, which is the short stories. Now, if you feel like you need more time with that, then let me know, okay? But technically, late work is due. Where did it go? There we go. Late work is due tonight by midnight, okay, for weeks 3 through 5. So please reach out to me because I am extremely concerned about some people. And I'm trying to call home, and I'm trying to have you guys come in for OCs. So please communicate with me, okay? And hopefully this checklist might help a little bit. And I would almost say if it helps you to print it off and use it as an actual checklist to make sure you've got all your work done, that's not a bad strategy either, okay? Moving on to what you're doing today. Okay, so Cask of Amontillado was on Tuesday. I told you to not worry about that if you are behind. That does not mean that it is not going to be a grade in your grade book. So you do still need to work on the Cask of Amontillado when you have a little bit of time. And then complete the discussion post here by the 28th. Okay, that's Monday. And then you have an activity here. Okay, we're calling it UnFortunato because the guy's name, the character Fortunato, is supposed to be a play on that word fortune, and he's not very fortunate, okay? Because Montresor is pretty vengeful, about this insult that Fortunato said or did to him, but we don't know what exactly Fortunato did. So your job is to create a comic strip to tell me the story of what you think happened between our two characters. Okay? So your comic strip should have some kind of a conflict that explains the insult, whatever it was, and then the conflict obviously should result in Montresor being, insulted. Okay? There is a minimum of 6 panels, and I'll show you that here in just a second, but you can add more. Okay? There's a video right here to show you how to create the images in the comic strip. Okay, so you can watch that. As always, everything needs to be school appropriate, so please don't make the insult something, that you wouldn't say or do at school. And I'm giving you a whole week to work on this assignment, so hopefully that gives you some time to finish up the story if you haven't gotten there yet. So it'll be due next Friday, and then you're going to upload the slides. Okay, and so you have kind of a rubric here. You need to give it a title, you need to have a conflict, and you need to tell a story. And then down here I've given you a video, kind of just a little summary of the Cask of Amontillado, just in case you need a little refresher. And then I wanted to show you the template, and I'm not going to go into details because I have a video on this already, but when it says the 6 panels, there are 2 slides down here of 3 panels each. So you're going to create your comic strip between the 2 slides. Okay, they're the same thing, so you have to fill in both of these slides. And then you're going to upload your slides, okay, into Canvas, and that's how you're going to submit it next week. Now, you're welcome to turn this in early, but you do have until next Friday, so I thought that would give everybody enough time to hopefully get some of the research stuff done maybe this weekend, and then use some time next week to catch up on the short story. Okay, as always, guys, please let me know if you need help with anything, finding a code or finding where something is, and I will see you later.